Tonight we look at a remarkable story of preparation, resilience, and the power of foresight in the face of nature's fury. This is a story not just of survival, but of success against overwhelming odds. When Super Typhoon Ragasa barreled towards southern China, meteorologists warned of a potential catastrophe. The world braced for disaster, expecting scenes of devastation and loss. Yet, this time, the outcome was astonishingly different. No deaths were reported on the mainland, and damage was minimized. This was no accident. It was the result of a massive, meticulously coordinated plan launched days before the storm ever made landfall. Authorities mobilized thousands of first responders, positioning them in advance across vulnerable provinces. Emergency plans were activated, and resources were allocated with precision. Teams were on high alert, ready to act before the first winds arrived, ensuring that no time was lost when the typhoon struck. Residents received clear, timely instructions to stock up on food, water, and medical supplies. Public announcements and digital alerts reached millions, urging families to prepare for several days of isolation. Officials conducted thorough safety inspections, securing construction sites, schools, and hospitals. They worked tirelessly to ensure that every vulnerable structure was reinforced. Public spaces were fortified, windows were boarded up, and loose objects were removed to prevent them from becoming dangerous projectiles in the high winds. This proactive, community-wide approach eliminated dangerous delays and fortified neighborhoods, making them far more resilient to the storm's impact. Instead of reacting in panic, the system anticipated every possible scenario, mitigating the crisis before it could escalate. The government's comprehensive measures created a powerful shield for millions living in the typhoon's path, protecting lives and livelihoods. The success against Ragasa was not just about surviving a storm, it was about outsmarting it, using knowledge, technology, and unity to turn the tide. It proved what's possible when a nation unites with a single purpose: to protect its people, to stand strong together, and to emerge from the storm not just unbroken, but stronger than before. Early warnings played a crucial role in China's remarkable success against Typhoon Ragasa. By acting swiftly and decisively, authorities were able to give people the time they needed to prepare, which made all the difference in saving lives and minimizing damage. Meteorological agencies worked around the clock, using advanced satellites and cutting-edge technology to track the storm's every move. Their expertise allowed them to predict the typhoon's path with impressive accuracy, and they made sure to share these updates with the public as soon as new information became available. Emergency alerts were sent out through every possible channel: TV, radio, and mobile phones, ensuring that millions of people, from bustling cities to remote villages, were kept informed. No one was left in the dark, and everyone had access to the latest warnings. A nationwide public awareness campaign was launched, focusing on empowering citizens with practical knowledge about typhoon safety. Instead of spreading fear, these efforts gave people the confidence to act calmly and responsibly. As the typhoon drew closer, real-time updates continued to flow, helping to reduce panic and enabling families and communities to make orderly preparations. People packed emergency kits, secured their homes, and checked on neighbors, all guided by up-to-date information. Because the information was clear and trustworthy, there was a high level of compliance with official safety instructions. Residents followed evacuation orders promptly, and emergency shelters were ready to receive those in need. This well-coordinated communication strategy turned ordinary citizens into active participants in their own safety. Communities came together with volunteers and families working side by side to protect each other and their neighborhoods. The consistency and clarity of the warnings gave everyone the precious gift of time. Time to act, time to prepare, and time to stay safe. In disaster response, timely and accurate information truly is power. It enables coordinated action, reduces confusion, and builds trust between citizens and authorities. China's approach demonstrated how effective communication can unite an entire nation in the face of adversity, turning fear into collective strength. In the end, what could have been a devastating catastrophe was transformed into a powerful story of resilience, unity, and hope, thanks to the power of early warnings and clear communication. One of the most impressive feats in recent memory was the mass evacuation that unfolded as a powerful typhoon approached the Chinese coastline. The scale of this operation was truly staggering, involving the coordinated movement of entire communities in a matter of hours. In total, over 1 million people were safely evacuated from their homes, a number that highlights both the seriousness of the threat and the efficiency of the response. Authorities worked tirelessly to identify high-risk coastal areas most vulnerable to flooding and storm surges. Using detailed maps and real-time weather data, they quickly marked out evacuation zones and prioritized the most at-risk neighborhoods. To ensure everyone's safety, fleets of buses and emergency vehicles were mobilized, providing organized transport for residents, including families with children and the elderly, to move them swiftly to designated safe zones. Temporary shelters were rapidly set up in schools, stadiums, and community centers. These spaces were managed with remarkable efficiency, offering food, water, and medical care to those in need, and providing a sense of security amid the chaos. Over 38,000 rescue workers were deployed on the ground. Their mission was clear: help evacuate entire neighborhoods, with special attention given to the vulnerable, the elderly, children, and those with disabilities. The public's cooperation was remarkable. Thanks to clear, timely warnings and well-organized instructions, people followed evacuation orders calmly and patiently, minimizing panic and confusion. Community leaders and volunteers played a vital role, going door to door to spread the word, helping neighbors pack belongings, and ensuring no one was left behind. Their dedication brought neighborhoods together in a time of crisis. This united effort, involving government agencies, rescue teams, and ordinary citizens, prevented what could have been a major tragedy. Families were reunited in safe zones, grateful for the swift action taken. The entire operation showcased the effectiveness of China's disaster management system, with emergency response teams working around the clock, coordinating logistics, and keeping the public informed. Moving so many people in such a short time was nothing short of extraordinary. Transportation hubs that were once crowded emptied out rapidly as people made their way to safety. The empty coastlines and deserted villages stood as silent proof that the evacuation had worked. Streets that were once bustling were now quiet, awaiting the storm's arrival. In the end, the most important outcome was clear: the people were safe. Relief and gratitude filled the shelters, marking the ultimate success of this massive, life-saving operation. Protecting infrastructure was as crucial as saving lives. Teams reinforced power grids, bridges, and buildings, and secured construction sites to prevent debris. Cities cleared drainage systems and inspected tunnels to reduce flood risk. These steps kept key roads open and minimized water damage. In mountainous areas, experts assessed landslide risks and took preventive action. Public works crews trimmed trees to prevent road blockages and property damage. This comprehensive approach safeguarded both property and essential services. A working power grid and clear roads meant emergency crews could respond quickly. Communication lines stayed open, ensuring coordination. Even as the storm raged, society's backbone held strong. These measures sped up recovery and protected communities. China's response to Ragasa was built on hard lessons from past disasters. Each storm revealed weaknesses, prompting reforms in emergency protocols and communication. New systems unified government response and improved information sharing. Political will and public memory fueled investment in safety. Coastal communities developed a culture of preparedness, taking warnings seriously. When Ragasa struck, residents were ready to act. This success was the result of years of learning and improvement. The robust systems and public awareness that saved lives were built on remembrance. By honoring past lessons, China now faces the future with greater confidence. Preparedness is a continuous journey, not a destination. Technology was a powerful weapon in the fight against Ragasa. Satellites and computer models enabled accurate forecasts, giving authorities a crucial head start. Mass text alerts and social media updates kept millions informed in real time. GIS mapping and drones optimized evacuation routes and post-storm assessments. These tools made disaster management smarter and faster. Technology became a digital shield, protecting communities from the worst impacts. Ragasa proved that in the modern era, tech is essential for saving lives. It's not just convenience, it's resilience. The story of Ragasa's defense was also written at the local level. Families stocked up on supplies and prepared emergency kits, reducing pressure on first responders. Community groups and volunteers checked on neighbors and helped with evacuations. This grassroots action ensured no one was left behind. Residents secured homes, taped windows, and cleared balconies, minimizing damage and injuries. Public awareness campaigns encouraged proactive behavior. Disaster preparedness became a shared responsibility. The government provided the plan, but communities brought it to life. People were not passive victims, they were partners in their own protection. Their collective effort was key to weathering the storm. After Ragasa passed, the scale of success was clear. No lives lost, despite the storm's power. Quick recovery followed, with roads clear and services restored rapidly. Temporary shelters were managed efficiently until residents could return home. The operation became a global case study in disaster management. The key lessons: act early, communicate clearly, and empower communities. Ragasa's story is a blueprint for facing extreme weather worldwide. But success is not a reason for complacency. Officials are already analyzing the response to find improvements. Continuous learning is essential to stay ahead of future threats. Despite the triumph over Ragasa, new challenges loom, especially climate change. Scientists warn that future storms may be even more intense and frequent. This demands constant adaptation and investment in defenses. Equal protection for all communities, including rural areas, is a critical goal. Extending early warning systems and improving evacuation routes everywhere is essential. Public education and regular drills must continue to keep preparedness strong. As new generations grow up, the culture of readiness must be passed on. Ragasa's story is both a victory and a warning. The fight against extreme weather is ongoing. The journey of preparation continues, for the storms yet to come.